T1 is very short range. It is very difficult to win from behind. It's very difficult to set on a setup on objectives from behind.
Find hype with it. Not a lot of follow-up there, as we could see.
Fortunately, not at level 1.
Yeah. That's all right, Polu just going to crash in. Level 2 gained by both teams, but Gumayusi going to have to cleanse off the Ignite, the flash forward, and they are gunning for him. There it goes. Carrier likely to be able to take down Hype here. Let's see whether they can actually get it done, and he does. Is a Shattering Strike going to be available? The answer is no. So a 1-for-1, both AD carriers.
Go over to Hype, and then here, you could have just walked away and used your range, but they get the flash out of Carrier just the same. And Doran gets a solo.
Yeah, Doran's just going to solo kill the Ambessa. Take this dragon as Doran moving on up towards the rest of his teammates. Some daggers are going to be landing here as the hot dog is still circling. But so is Carrier. This control ward going to be very important as he's able to at least front flip away.
Still has his unstoppable, or untargetable rather, if he wants to all in for it. For the 50-50, I don't advise it though.
Yeah, you can see Doran actually going to try and snip him. And we'll take a fair bit of damage here as Morgan on vision right now. We'll be able to clear that one out, but still, the rest probably for the best. And, okay, never mind. Goes inside the mist here as now some needlework comes out. Morgan still trying to dance around this one, does avoid a fair bit. And now the public execution going to come in. Doran could be in trouble. The crash down is beautiful, but still, Owner is going to turn up in the nick of time. And Polo is also going to bite the dust. Let's just stop trying to fight in this lane, guys.
Yeah, no,
I mean, he's the reason why they were Kesper Cup champions this year. But he might just get Caster Cursed out of this game. That is on us. That's our bad, ladies and gentlemen. We will take full responsibility. And I'm so sorry. T1 getting into positions earlier, being able to lock down all of the objectives. You can see 3 out of 3 grubs in the first pack so far. 2,000 gold the lead, and they took the first dragon. Nice little tank there by the little hot dog, as Closer taking a fair bit of damage here from Faker. And the dragon continuing to go down lower and lower. Humbug wanting to get in there, try and challenge his Hype now. Getting himself set up as now Closer's come on over. They're not going to find the dragon. Owner as well is going to get caught up in that Magna Storm. But Polo is now by himself. Faker looking to come over and try to assist as Closer is in trouble. Chain's going to connect, and it's a double just out of nowhere here for the Pantheon. Hype having to flash, and T1 just winning everywhere.
Yeah, I want everyone to take
back to Carrier if he finally is able to do so.
And Morgan won the 1v1 game, but this isn't the 1v1 game that we are playing here. Or sorry, not Morgan, Closer.
Yes.
Won the 1v1 game, but that's the only win they had, and then Faker picked up a second kill in that last fight. Now he's ahead as Hambak's trying to force.
Yeah, we're gonna throw some daggers towards Carrier, who goes into Spider Form and then tries to get out, but that's going to deliver the kill over to Morgan. Closer looking for a charm, doesn't connect it onto Doran there.
That's how you use your side lane prio, I guess, is to TP down, force a fight, and grab a turret, as Doran will not be able to defend this. And if he tries to, I think he will regret it.
Yeah, well, he's going to try and come on over, of course. Gwen is immune sometimes, and Owner is just able to turn up at a moment's notice, still taking a lot of damage as Morgan trying to utilize that mobility to get himself out of there. The rest of T1 have moved over. The public execution going to be used as the 1v1 will be lost by Morgan because Owner is extraordinarily strong here. And I like that T1 just
has that ultimate, can join. Faker still had his TP. So even though they committed Closer there with the prio,
you know, get it again if this game continues the way that it's going.
The 1-3 Ambessa is still not a Jace, still a concern.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the thing that keeps coming back to bite us. Now 1 versus 2, and Doran is pushing both of them away.
Getting a flash.
My God. Okay, fully stacks up that Q once again as the rest of the bros are coming on over. Carrier.
I don't think so, my man. I'm gonna press X to doubt.
Yeah, well, Humbug is at least waiting. Carrier gonna move over the ward here as we can see some daggers are gonna land, but Doran in the 1v1 feeling pretty good. Polu rotating over as well. At least this time Morgan doesn't die, but it is still going about the same direction as public execution going to be avoided there as now Doran gets into the mist, but so does Humbug, and the rest of T1 are going to show up. Here's the Grand Starfall as well as Owner is wanting to pick his poison. Choose who is going to be dying first. It will be the Neferi, his opposite number as the chains connect, and Faker is just on cleanup duty. Down goes a turret in the mid lane. There's at least something there for Hype, but Polo is likely to die. Chainlash not going to come out again, but the charm is going to miss. And Closer, unfortunately, unable to find anything as the teleport in from Doran. Carrier with the flash execute as Closer looks to try and answer that one. And even if Carrier goes down, it is still fantastic here for T1. There's the Orbit Deception. That'll finish off the Spider. As now Hype just trying to escape from the Gwen.
Yeah, chasing an Ezreal is always hard, but...
he does have flash, and he's walking into a lot of bad guys, so
yeah.
he's just not going to use it.
He might.
He might actually just use it here. There he goes. That was a Feather Storm from Gumayushi as well, so not bad.
Sometimes you think your feathers are bigger than they are.
Yeah.
Or reach further.
Oh dear.
Fly further.
Well, Humbug is going to go untargetable for a few moments. Morgan's rotating over, though, and Ona may have overstepped here just a little bit. Magnastorm going to be invested. Shattering Strike comes down. Morgan gets in there now as Humbug still wanting to try and offer some of his damage. As Ona does have flash, does use it to get himself out, and that is going to separate Humbug from the rest of the players. Ona is just running them around the rift right now. The rest of T1 making their way in. The crackdown comes through, and Ona's going to go back in for the stun. Oh, they are so strong. The Pantheon will eventually go down, but now Faker turns up, and he has a public execution that he's picked up. Doesn't even need to use it. Man, Ona is so good at this game.
He's really good, and he's really ahead. Faster with plays like this, you are really starting to lose any semblance of control you once had.
And Morgan dashing around here towards the top side. Minute and a half on Mountain Soul as well, Wolf.
Yeah.
This composition lacks a true tank, but they'll probably have one as Carrier is just going to deny any option of escape, and down goes Humbug as well. He was pretty targetable there, as we could see.
With a Gwen with 6 scrubs, I think Bro, we're starting to think about their Game 3 draft.
Whoa, Faker almost finds the public execution onto Hype there, as this inner turret is not long for the world. T1 looking a little bit angry.
I mean, we might
here
be
in this game too.
Inhibitors here with the Gwen with 6 scrubs. You walk at the enemy, you charge at the enemy in this case, and this might be like the stacked waves that could start to threaten Nexus turrets. I mean, this is really huge here with all the Voidlings taking these out so fast. T1 may consider an end attempt. I mean, who's going to stop him? Who's going to stop him?
So many Void Mites. That is absolutely absurd. So many doggos coming out of the fountain, but I just don't know whether it's going to be enough. Bro just have no money. Look at these gold advantages. It's a 4,000 gold lead in the jungle.
Yeah, it's crazy. Humbug going to have to go untargetable. The waves are cleared, but so much damage has been done to the champions here, and now super minions are going to
Mountain Soul, and that should just be the end of the game.
Yeah, it's the experience that T1 has where they can judge this situation and say, all right, well, Mountain Soul is a guaranteed win. We're down 0-1 in this series. Yes, we're up a bajillion gold, but let's make sure that we do our due diligence here.
But T1 just going to take down the last remaining lane that exists in defense here for the Bros.
When they have super minions in the base, they can start to actually push to end if, Bro defend poorly.
Yep. And Doran is going to go a little bit far forward and will probably die. There he goes. That's a kill going over to Morgan. Still, the answer was almost there. Faker with the public execution up and available. But that's Bro's just able to punish the top laner here of T1.
Small victory, a little bit less immune than he would have liked, I think, in that situation, but I think the thought process there is that if they spend everything on me, maybe we can follow up. Speaking of following up.
Yeah, public execution going to be used here onto Humbug, who, goes untargetable, but unfortunately will still just die in the air.
A little bit of a Chihuahua situation
here. Did not come through. Still, maybe T1 will then instead decide to win the game. True Shot Barrage going to come on down as now Polo setting up the defense.
TP for Doran.
Yeah, Closer actually spirit rushing forward, but that is into the blender. Carrier goes golden. Somehow he's got an arm guard. It's kind of ridiculous. As Polo's flashing away, Carrier just going to follow him. Owner able to push them all the way towards the fountain. Public execution used here from Morgan. He's trying to just get them away from his base. As finally the Pantheon goes down, but so does the Ambessa. And T1 now find themselves in a 3 versus 3. Hijack used here onto the Spirit Rush. And Humbug, what goes up must come down. And now T1 going to finish off game 2. And it is going to go the distance here, Bro versus T1.